Guam, Jamaica. So who it may concern, I'm here in Jamaica on somewhat of a holiday. And I just wanted to bring to attention the behavior of the drivers. It's quite concerning, and I think it's really hurting Jamaican tourism. The drivers do make sexual advances. They ask very inappropriate questions. They'll take your number and then bother you when you're back in the States and asking for money. So, as a single female coming to Jamaica, it feels quite unsafe because you don't have any form of transportation. So this could really hinder, the Jamaican tourism, especially for a whole population of young women. So I really think the tourism board needs to do something about the drivers. Maybe have a cordial talk that you can't speak to people that way, and that the drivers need to stay professional at all times, because it really deters people from coming. It really spoils the experience of Jamaica. I've been here 3 times, and each time I've been introduced to the drivers through the Airbnb. So most times the Airbnbs will have like a little tourist company, and they'll have drivers that they work with. So I'll go with those drivers. So these drivers are actually commissioned, and they're, certified by the tourism boards. So that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention, that these are drivers that are actually coming from the Airbnbs.
What would you recommend for other visitors to look out for?
Now with the drivers, I think they should probably just go with the local drivers and not the drivers that are commissioned by the tourism board, because none of the local drivers have ever had any issues. I've had no issues with the local drivers, but every single one that's been, that's through the companies I've had issues with. So I don't know if there's anything to look for, because they start off very decent. Maybe the second trip or the third trip, now they start with the rudeness and the advances. So there's not any way to kind of tell this driver would be bad or indecent. They just kind of show themselves after two or three rides somewhere. I absolutely do love Jamaica. It's a great place to be. Been here. This is my 3rd time being here in less than a year, so it's a great place to be. But not feeling safe with your driver, or feeling uncomfortable is not so pleasant. And of course, if I go back home and someone asks me, what's the hardest part, it's going to be transportation. So, but other than that, it's been a beautiful country, nice people, but the drivers, not so much. You asked the question about what I would tell someone that comes to Jamaica about the drivers, or give them a point. My point is, if you do speak patois, I speak patois because, of course, I love the culture. I love Jamaican, so I've learnt patois. But I would tell them, don't speak patois. Speak with your American accent, because you'll have more respect. And if you're Black American, or if you're any kind of a Black person that's speaking patois, you'll actually, they treat you even worse, with less respect, unfortunately. So if you know patois and you're here on a visit and you're dealing with these drivers that are commissioned by the Airbnb, speak English.
Do you think that's the same way they treat their own Jamaican, because Jamaican women tolerate that kind of abuse?
It could be. It definitely could be a cultural thing. And I'll say that the tourist commission board should probably have like a cultural exchange with the drivers to kind of explain, things are very different here. If you make sexual advances to Jamaican women, that might be fine for us. Even making a sexual advance is sexual harassment, straight up, and that could land in jail time, So, yeah, I would say definitely know that people are not from here. Even if they're Black people, they're not from. But either way, you should not be treating your women that way anyway. But that definitely could be. You have no respect for your own women. How would you have respect for a foreign woman? So it could definitely be that. Yeah, I've had better luck driving with the local taxis. They've always been accommodating. They've always been friendly. They haven't tried to overcharge me. They charge me the same prices as the locals. Ask me where I'm going. Make sure that the street is clear before I walk across the street. So the local taxis have been absolutely wonderful. So, but other than that, it's been a beautiful country, nice people, but the drivers, not so much. Wagwan, Jamaica.